Hello, I hope we're back. Sorry about that, it froze, Nicola said. So anyway, just while I was excuse me, just while I was doing the phone, because it's easier for me and quicker for me to do it, because I know the way around my own phone when it's set up for the blind. But anyway, this is giving you a chance to see this burl. It's got a lot of character. Anyway, so if I pass that back to you, careful you don't clamp it on the buttons on the top, so you move it further along. Okay?
Yeah.
We good to go?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go.
Okay folks, we're back. Let's feel for the one I was using. Let me know when we're set up.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, let's carry on folks. Sorry about that. Technology, bloody marvellous. Right, so let's feel for where I was again. Have a feel at that now. So I'm getting the shape of this bowl. I need to remember I need to leave it with quite a thick rim because I'm going to power carve some texture onto the rim. Pretty cool. Just take some lighter cuts here. So I'm just roughing out the shape at the minute that I want. Let's turn that around. Just thin that. But have a feel of that. Coming along, it's coming along. Any more questions?
No, we're just getting back in the room now.
Have they all been to the toilet?
Yeah.
It's quite a dusty wood, this. Reminiscent of Purple Heart, something like that, that gives off a lot of dust. Really pungent smell.
Yeah.
It's a cross between a medicinal smell and, actually, talking of rabbits, rabbit food. That's really cool now. It's coming closer. Just tidying up by the side of that foot, giving it a bit of a tidier edge.
If you were teaching someone, what would you suggest they do for their first project?
Spindle turning. Do lots of work in between centres. Like my first few things were vampire stakes, obviously the very first, and easy things like a simple candlestick, just getting my head around it. Spindle turning. Lots of rubbing the bevel with roughing out gouges and spindle gouges. Lots of work between centres. Get your safety down, get your technique down, confidence, speed. But yeah, I'd recommend lots of spindle work and then progress onto hollowing out. And when I say lots of spindle work, it doesn't take months and months. you put the hours in, you know, maybe a few days, but just fire out the spindle work for a few days before you attempt hollowing out.
Oh, you got stuff in there.
Tea's full of Chilean Laurel. I don't know if it's toxic or not, so better not. Right, so that's feeling pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is do some finishing cuts. It's all very nice. Which one's this? Not that one. I'm just feeling for another tool. Not that one. Third time's a charm. That one. So this is an angled tool which is going to just tidy things up for me. So again, feel for where I need to be.
Why is this bowl called a nickel bowl?
Because when I first did this design, Nicola fell in love with it. So I said, right, I'll call it the Nicola bowl. And it was the first time I'd done it, and Nicola said, that's one of the nicest things you've ever done. So and that bowl's in Nicola's reading room now, so it's pretty cool. Fine finishing tool. It's a very gentle cut. Just getting some nice little gentle shavings off there, which is all very nice. Just tidy that sense a bit up. Be careful when you hit the dovetail on the mortise. You don't want it to lose its the angle of the dangle. That's pretty cool. Right, so what I'm going to do now is preliminary sanding. So what I will do to keep the dust down, I'll use the beeswax and lemon oil. So this will just help with the sanding. Not sanding the rim, I'm going to power carve it. That's all pretty cool. Lots of inclusions on this piece because it's a burl. Nice and slow. Lovely smell of lemon there now. And just feel over the top of that foot. Just feel in there. When I'm sanding, I'm constantly feeling with my fingers.
Steve and Jamie are very excited about the sanding.
Are they?
Yeah.
Bet they are.
Yay, sanding. Wahoo, sanding.
It's a very, very essential part of the process. Yay, sanding!
Wayne the Woodturner says beeswax, lemon oil and the smell of laurel as well. Lovely fragrance in the shop.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. Get some more on. Get that dust down. Still smells medicinal, but even better now. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Jamie says Mike Walt will be proud of you. Your shop is quite clean.
Well, this is very dirty for me, actually. I'd already previously made a mess today because I've had Radio 4 here today. Ooh, get me, Radio 4. Tom Walker was the journalist, and he's also the host of the programme called In Touch, which will go out, he believes, next Tuesday evening, about 8 PM we think, but we'll let you know. Well, I'm going to say cool, it's a cool thing, but Tom was severely visually impaired. He was born with with an eye defect. So, yeah, Tom's registered blind as well, so he turned up today and a taxi dropped him off after picking him up at the train station. And he was here with his cane. He hasn't got a guide dog. Said he loves dogs, but he hasn't got a guide dog.
Do your fingertips get raw or sore?
No. That's why you keep the speed quite low. Because if you have this spinning as fast as you would when you were turning it, within seconds you'd get a friction burn. So you keep the speed low. Bear that in mind, especially if you're new to turning. Keep the speed low. So this is 180. I'm not going to sand 240 because when I do the power carving and then spray the rim, if I get any overspray, the final sanding and then Yorkshire gritting can get rid of any overspray.
Sleeves on, I think. was on earlier.
Hi, Glenn.
Yorkshire Grit.
Yorkshire Grit. So that's feeling very smooth and nice at the moment. Again, still feeling everything. It's all very cool. So what I need to do now is get the props on. So
David says what removes the overspray?
Some sandpaper and Yorkshire Grit. Just
Jamie says, first time I met Chris, he was walking around the Hilton in Coventry shouting Yorkshire Grit.
that's right, I did.
Yeah, we do that a lot, don't we?
Yeah. So I'm just unplugging the lathe. So there's no risk of me leaning on any buttons and sending it spinning into oblivion with this. So it's got the medium saber tooth doodad on.
Yeah, I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit.
So what I'm going to do now is I'll just go through a few, just get my head in the game, kind of passes, and then I'll work methodically all the way around the rim, just guessing, but it sort of like works out. And because this saber tooth is radiused, I can sort of feel where I've been and where I'm going. So just do a couple of and if you could tell me, Nicola, when I've got all the way around.
Yeah.
So I'll have a feel there now. Cool. Very soft piece of wood there. Woo. Stop and have a feel. So just working down.
Right, it's where you pressed it.
Okay, have a feel it.
It's got a little bit left now.
I think one more will suffice. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, as I was working round, I think that there's inclusions and everything on the rim too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Really nice piece of wood.
So, even though that's sort of like a bit thick and chunky, what we're going to do now is get the 3M Roll-Lock abrasive bristle brush on it, and we're going to get it all sanded down really. So off camera I'm just feeling for an Allen key, a little spanner and the 3M. Just make sure I've hit the stop and the speed's all the way down. Yeah, oh, I've unplugged it actually, so that's okay. Just feel for the centre. So the saber tooth comes off, and then the 3M quick release doodad goes on. Feel for the spanner, and he's throwing everything on the floor. That's pretty cool.
There's an Allen key. You got everything.
I've got the little nut, I've got the saber tooth, the centre disc. Yeah, just the Allen key please. So, pretty cool. Put all them safe in there. So this is now going to, again, keeping the lathe off.
They're all saying that you're really rubbish and they don't know why they're watching you.
Right. So, now like having good friends, and you're now like having good friends. So we're working all the way in between. Get rid of that. So, this is softening all them harsh edges. Have a feel. Work that edge in. Soften the edge. I don't have to do this top rim because I've got to face off that other side and hollow out. But that's feeling good. You know, it's like, whoa, this is going to feel so, I don't know, ancient and medieval. It's going to be epic, which is sort of like the look of the bowl anyway, which was the design I was going for. But this is almost like you could have unearthed this from Sutton Hoo or something. So anyway, what I need to do now, get a little bit of air. Just cover your mouth, Nicola. Just blow the air, sorry, the dust out of that area that I'm going to airbrush now. So, I'm going to fire up the airbrush compressor, and then I'm going to spray some colour. Now I'm going to spray for a change, Nicola.
Yeah.
Shall I do a different colour for the base?
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I've selected the Hampshire Sheen Intrinsic. It's a blue one, as I remember where I put it in the box. I can't remember what blue it is. It should be blue.
Midnight.
Right, so it's midnight blue. So this is going to be the base to this texture, and then I will apply the embellishing waxes over the top. But if I just maybe it's a bit maybe the nozzle's a bit claggy. I might just have to pour some in. If in doubt, pour some out.
Baz is on, he says hello to me.
Hi Baz. So, we're not going to need gallons of the stuff. So, just pour in some in the cup. Which is pretty cool. And I can unplug the prox on, plug the lathe back in, and I hear the inverter click. So I've just heard the inverter click.
Hi Baz.
Which lets me know I've got power back on. So,
Do you want me to move from here? I may have wrong.
no, you'll be alright. So basically, I just feel where I need to be. Get it lined up. Let's have a stop and a feel at that. Stop and a feel.
MP Snipers just said close the colour lid, please.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Airbrush. It's your airbrushing, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, because I'd have just leant against that cardboard and knocked that flying, and then I'd have been a bit upset with myself. So now, because I've stopped, I've got a feel for my reference point again, which is there. Is that the way? In fact, if we just come round a bit, just feel for that edge there now. So I'm using my thumb as a guide. Let's stop at that. So I've just sort of like faded the colouring just around underneath a little bit. How's that looking for coverage, Nicola?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Just spin it round. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's
Is that
just
enough?
a sticky out bit at the top there. Can you
Where?
see it? No, turn it round a bit.
A
now.
sticky out bit.
Just this bit here. I'm not sure whether you got it on that face that's towards you.
Alright, okay. Let me just feel. Just blow a bit in by hand. Bless you. Right, so that should be cool at that. So, turn the compressor off. I put the airbrush safely back in the... There's a little holder on the side of the compressor, so I've just got it sat safe in there. Sat safe in there. So if I unplug that, got a lot of plugs going on, got a lot of plug action. Let's hit this with some heat, speed things up. That will do. So I can finish the sanding process now there. So I'm going to again just get some oil on, but I'm not going to go, well, try not to go right up, just follow that little radius there. So I'm going to sand now with 240. And then I'm going to Yorkshire grit it. Yorkshire grit. So let's keep that reasonably slow, that lathe. So this Chilean Laurel. Is yeah, quite. It's very easy to turn. Very compliant, soft, dusty though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as I'm turning there, I can feel the inclusions and.
It's a lovely piece of wood.
Well, hopefully it can raise a few quid. So again, just feeling with my fingers. Check on that. Cool, so now what I need to do is that let's just spin it round the opposite way.
Steve says live poem time. There's King McKircher. He said, "Hey up, Chris.
Hey up."
Found you via a recent Imager post by a fan of your show. Glad I subscribed. You are kick-ass, mate. Look forward to seeing more of you in the future."
Well, thank you very much. Well, like all of us reprobates here on YouTube, I think we're all here to stay. So what I need to do now is go and feel for my small detailing tool.
So I read you this poem.
If you must.
It's Steve Twydell.
Oh, no way. Couldn't possibly. Go on, quickly.
There is a blind turner called Chris. His live feeds I just cannot miss. With a beautiful burl on his lathe, making a bowl inside his man cave. A nickel a bowl, don't you know? Carving the edge he will go. Named after his beautiful wife when she threatened him with a sharp knife. I never did. To watch Chris is always amazing. His courage and skill I am praising. From darkness he carves from his senses, creating and breaking down fences. Inspiration really don't cut it. Chris is the king of his summit. Conquered his fears and afflictions with pure passion, strength and conviction. Nice one, Steve.
Yeah, that was flipping out. That was a lot better than I thought. Whoa.
Excellent.
Hey, no end to your talents, mate. Flipping heck. So, yeah, I've put my usual spiral in the base there. So I will just get a piece of Scotch-Brite and I shall denib it. Lovely. So that's denibbed the little fella. So next step is sealing the work. I've got the sealer out ready. Some kitchen